Well, welcome to the old fogies fucking channel. Oh, there goes any kind of YouTube thing I'm getting for cussing the first 5 seconds of. So, how is everything going, Mr. Unemployed?
Oh, still a jobless bastard. I'm working on new T-shirt stuff, so
Nice. I
I
can
took
say
my site is down. TaylorWinter.com is no more. I know I see that. I'll have to get you a new one.
that.
But I've I might redo some of the older stuff like that, but in a newer brand, so it fits the new brand I'm working on. So
Yeah, I followed your new one, so I'm on there.
yeah, that's more. It's gonna be more like it's kind of like 1950s clip art, some dystopian stuff, and like general disgust with the world we're in now. So
I miss so. Oh, we can.
I miss.
I'm not getting into discussing the world share. We'll
No, I'm
just.
not. It's not going to be. They're not going to be overly political. They're just going to be.
I know.
The shirts. A lot of the stuff designed to just kind of be like how everyone's just so damn tired of everything.
Yeah, and
So
I again. Sorry, Did I come online when? Did we do a show when my mouth was doing that problem over here? I forgot.
I don't remember, man.
So several weeks ago, I had a bunch of dental work done in my gums on my left side. Let's put it this way: a piece of popcorn was probably the biggest thing that got up in there, but that caused everything to ulcerate. And on Friday, I got my first ever root canal on the bottom right. I have no idea why it looks like I have a black eye right here. That is really weird. But so I went in, and the guy, I mean, he had to. One of the things he gave me. He says it only takes one person to get on the, to knock out the tooth. It took four for me. I was on nitrous the whole time. Either way, got it done. It kind of hurt after everything went away, and then from now it's just gotten worse. So I'm on 500 milligrams of amoxicillin again. I think the same shit I was on last. I called up and said I got a headache from here to here. So, and I'm on more. I don't do ibuprofen that often, but I'm on like three every 4 or 5 hours, and I'm taking three more before I go to bed just because I woke up last night at 2 a.m. and went back to bed. I fell back asleep at 4 a.m. to wake up at 5:30 and felt like shit the whole day at work. So I came home early, tried to lay down in bed, and just didn't do anything. Comic wise, mystery box will be next week. I had to skip Jimmy Jams. I wanted to do that. He's got two left. I'm thinking about it. I just sold the card for $20. So I'm like, I might just go over and grab one of his last ones. I don't really make videos about them anymore. That's terrible of me. I've kind of given up on YouTube at this point. I enjoy hanging out with Taylor, Miss So, and Rob when he shows up. And as he put it, does not think he's making it this week. So, and since we have zero people watching, God, man, wow.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. Obviously, I've not made any videos, and I've not really done any comic shit because I'm broke as a joke. So
yeah. Well, that's the other thing. We had to loan. My wife's daughter went in last week or 2 weeks ago. They put a stent in her kidney, to open up the things. And on the 18th, she's going to be out of work for 4 weeks because they're going to repair the kidney and fix the ducts to make sure the pipe.
One of my friends is having that exact same surgery this summer. What's up, Jim?
Hey,
how you doing, buddy?
Jim! My God, Dicker Jim. If anybody's bored and wants to join, the thing is above. We're kind of a small crew now. People show up.
I am going to still go to Heroes Con in Charlotte. I've decided, and then
good. You're gonna have to let me know how it goes.
Yeah. The bad thing is my apartment in Madison is still not rented yet, so I'm on the hook for June's rent. But I talked to the landlord, and he's what's going to do is going to let me out of the lease at the end of June, no matter what. And so I'm using my security deposit to pay the last month's rent, which sucks. But it'd be nice to have that $1,000. But
yeah,
it's better than being on the hook for like June, like July and August. I'll get you out of 2 months rent at least. So
that's not terrible. Yeah. I tried to go into Salt Lake City this weekend, and I did, but there's only one comic shop nearby. I got to find this other one on the north side of town I want to go look at, but I keep on forgetting to look. I don't know. My tooth, everything was hurting so bad. I mean, everything from here to here is just, if I lay on this side of my head, oh, fuck no. It's like waking up to a fucking, I don't know. Either way, it works normal. Mystery Box is going out next week. I just had a problem with one of the old Spider-Man, so. Hey, Eli, what's going on? Whatever's everybody up to, I could say I have seen. I don't know if I was on here last time, but I did see. Great, what's the name of the movie?
Thunderbolts.
Saw Thunderbolts with the wife 2 weeks ago or a week ago. 2 weeks ago.
I liked it.
You're back at your
Yeah, I'm
dad.
back at my dad's right now, Miss. So in case you couldn't tell by the lovely everything's in my bedroom kind of look, but yeah, I'm here. So it is what it is. It's at least a bit cheaper.
I enjoyed the Thunderbolts, but they're saying it made the least out of any Marvel movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was better than a lot of the stuff I've seen lately. So
yeah, and my wife actually liked it. So I can't say that's bad, but I mean, she hasn't liked a lot of the Marvel movies lately. So I did, like I said, I did watch Craven. I like that one too. I thought it was.
I was tempted to go see The Sinners today, or Sinners, because it's like cheap movie Tuesday. But I had a phone interview at 1:30 that kind of chopped my day up, and it so I couldn't really get to it. But that was the most useless phone interview I've ever had. It was a recruiter who asked me like 4 questions, and I'm like, okay, this is Anyways, but.
Well, I went to that thing last week. I guess we did do last week, and then I went to. No, we didn't do last week because I had to drive straight up to.
Yeah.
I drove straight up to Logan, about 2 hours north, and I had a conference for 3 days, and basically it was like walking around with 500 people when you don't know anybody.
I'm pointing at my name, Failure Force. That's my new Instagram. Follow it. It's my anyway. Go ahead.
Thing. So I had about 400 people at this conference. I knew one person total. So, and then all the people in the vendor room, you're looking around going $3,000, $30,000 drones, and it's just a bunch of work where my city doesn't have enough money to upgrade anything, and they really think they're gonna spend $30,000 on a drone. So I was like, no, it's really nothing. Jim, oh my God, he's alive in the same room. I don't think that's changed.
What's up, Jim? How you doing, bud?
I am making it. I seem to be better off than you two. I tell you that.
I mean,
we're
both like old country songs up here. So yeah,
I know.
We just lost Norm.
Holy cow!
From Cheers, George Wendt.
Yeah, Norm died today.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, he was up there, wasn't he?
76. And he looked it too. You saw him, you're like, he looked weathered. I mean, gray hair, gray skin. He just. So
yeah, I mean, he was.
So Jim, have you been doing comic stuff or mostly metal detecting lately?
Mostly the metal detecting, just because I've been. I can get out and do that whenever, and I'm also. I was telling my brother when I was down in Richmond, I said, I've gotten to this hard rule where, I'm following 3 books.
Yeah.
I'm doing that Justin thing. If you go to the comic shop and you can only get 3 books with 3 books, and I'm really holding fast to it.
Nice.
It's the Space Ghost, because it's Space Ghost and
Space Ghost.
and the Herculoids, even though the art is kind of meh, but it's the Herculoids. And then I really like that family comic, The Rockefellers from
I've heard good things about it, but I haven't read it.
It's cute, and I'm not looking for anything too deep to read or anything. Now, when I was down in Richmond, because my mother had passed and I had to get that taken care of. And I did go. My brother's like, we got to go out. It's New Comic Book Day. And there wasn't anything. There was just nothing. I got some free it was free comic book day.
Yeah.
And I got the free comics, and I said, but they had like 40% off of trades. So I picked these up, but I haven't read them yet, and they just look interesting. So, and I really like the art. So I got this and that one.
You have Ollie's near you?
I do have an Ollie's.
Ollie's, I watch a guy called the 80s Kid because I bought toys and stuff, and he goes to Ollie's in Pennsylvania, wherever he lives out back. And they have he showed this one setup, and it had to be about 25 different Batman. My brain just lost it. Whatever you were just holding up.
Oh, trade paperbacks.
Paperbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the memory is going. I don't know.
I know.
I think I'm gonna have a.
Look at all those drugs you got over there, for Christ's sake.
Oh, you know these? This is actually
every Ollie's is different. I mean, they're sort of the same, but not always. I mean,
when I was in Virginia, I got my aunt to take us to one. I bought, I think, one thing at it, and that was it. I forgot what I bought. Then they fit in my bag.
One just opened here like a couple of months ago, and I've not been there. It's like the first one in the state.
Yeah, they've got a crap ton of the trade paperbacks for $3.99 and between $3.99 and $5.99, so they're cheap as dirt.
Right.
Which that I might read. I bought the trade paperback for the original Secret Wars. I got through like 2 issues, and I just never went back.
Well, I've got, and you know, I'm like I said, I'm scaling down what I buy, so you're not going to see me, and I don't really do like I know. You know, like I said, I heard you saying Jimmy Jams was doing a mystery box. I don't really do those much anymore because I'm trying to focus on, you know, sticking to. Here's what I want to look for. You know, like this. I wanted that. You know, my 2025 list. So I wanted this. The I can't even think of the name of it now. It's you know, Brother Voodoo. I wanted that, and I got it in. I got it off of Shortbox, and it was really cheap, and it was like a 2.5. But when I got it, I was like, man, this thing looks like it could be like a 7.0.
Nice.
And so I went back and looked, and the reason why it's a 2.5 is because it's a detached cover. But you can't tell inside the slab.
So it looks good. Fuck it.
So I was like, you know what? This is the dumbest thing in the world. I think I paid $50-some for it.
That's not bad. Yeah.
And I was like, that's nuts. So you know,
got the last five I need, and I'm still 1, 2, 4, 50. I mean, it's 4. Yeah, that's the last 4, and I'm never gonna get one. You know, I got $3,000 for a 0.5, and friggin', I still don't understand why 50 is worth $200-300 when it's just the first appearance.
It's the first modern X-Men logo.
Yeah,
I guess so.
By Steranko, it's that, you know, it's that angular X-Men everyone likes. But anyway,
right, the one that's on the
But I just really thought I had it already. I don't know what happened to it. So.
I haven't, you know, when I had to unexpectedly kind of move here, I had to move like 50 short boxes.
Oh.
And that's on top of all the shit I already had in my dad's basement, like a bunch of the old collection and stuff that I bought. So like it made me realize, like, I'm like, I don't give a shit about 99% of those books.
Yep.
Like I really don't. And like it's sad, but like I've started taking, like, going through some of the stuff because I got a little bit of free time. And like anything I know that's not worth anything, I've just been like putting it in a short box. I throw it in my car, and then I go hit up some little free libraries around here to chuck a bunch in there.
Right.
But like, and I might start doing whatnot sales again. But whatnot is so fucking annoying and so fucking.
Oh, whatnot's so screwed up. I can't handle.
But I need to. I just don't need them, and like I also could use some money, and like. I think everyone goes through this where your collecting habits shift and what you're trying to do shifts or what you want shifts. And like, I at the time, like, you know, when I first got back into this, like during COVID, like I was like, oh, variants are cool. Yeah, and then I was doing the reviews. I'm like, oh, well, everything I'm going to read it, it'll be great. And then I realized I hated half the shit I was reading. Right. And then it just ends up being a stack of crap and that I don't want to have anything to do with. And then I tried to break it apart. I was going on Whatnot and buying every Silver Age little DC book I can find, which I still think are cool. But I'm like, I don't need them all. And then the more I'm like, you know, I should just sell some stuff off. And if I really want like keys, I'll save up and get a key book. And like, because I don't have the room. I don't want to have this like take over like a storage unit if I, you know.
Right.
That's kind of what my garage has become. I moved a lot of my books out there. I've got all my slabs in the walk-in in the back bedroom there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this, I was told this is it. This is the room.
Sure.
So, you know, all of this, if you go out and you do something crazy, it has to fit in this room. And, you know, I definitely am looking to remodel this room. There's a bookcase in here that I really think we could probably throw half the crap out on because there's no books in it. It's just junk.
Yeah.
So I told my wife, I said, well, if this is the law, this is the room, then I get to do what I want in this room, and this bookcase is going to go.
Nice.
So, you know, but at the same time, I don't really want to get, it's like you're saying, I mean, look, I say that, but I'm also focused on specific things that if it's something new comes out, like, I don't know, that negative space Ghost, I'm going to get it because the negative space, and that's just me personally.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has their little niche that they like, and that's kind of what I like.
For a while, I loved lenticular covers.
No, some of them absolutely look terrible, but then it's the collector OCD that you gotta have it. You're like, well, shit, I've got to have it. You know,
that's a hard urge to fight.
Yeah, I don't need 5 copies, but I'm gonna get at least one.
Yeah,
I mean, it sounds terrible that I only like doing mystery boxes. It sounds weird, but I'm still getting more than I need for mystery boxes, and like,
you like selling them? You mean? Yeah,
I like making mystery boxes. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, that's what I enjoy, and I'm still pissed off that Spider-Man 72 came, and I just didn't read enough into it that there's a crack on the inside of the slab. I'm just gonna keep it for myself. I don't.
Well, I saw Jack B posted, and like, he's gonna have another summer mystery box, which I would love to be able to do, because, like, you know, he's helps for charity, and I love his boxes, but like, they're getting to the point where they're $500 a box, and that's
that's out of my. Yeah. I asked him a month and a half ago, when's he doing another box? I didn't hear from him until yesterday or the day before, and he says, July. I went, okay, well.
I mean, like, I am going to go to Heroes Con, and I might buy a book or two there, like a bigger one, if I can swing it. But I'm mostly going to meet the people and hang out at this point.
Right.
Like,
that's kind of what I'd like to do in a few years once we get stable. We're still working with two households, and
I mean, like, so my brother's going with me this year, and I think that's 90% of what he'll be doing. I mean, not 90, maybe 80. I mean, I think he'll definitely buy a few things that he's wanted. He'll take some books that he has to get signatures. But his taste is so DC heavy and weird. Like, you know, like, and it's fine. Like, he's trying to get those Alex Ross covers. You know, the ones that they did, and he's trying to get them in like a 9.8 and a 9.6. And, you know, a lot of those are black covers. They're almost, you know, and there's like one guy on eBay that's selling them. And he knows, he's like, you can go look at the census. He's the only idiot that has them. There's no value to them. There's no, you know, these aren't $400 or $500 slabs.
No.
But he's not going to give it to you for $50 either.
Sure.
He's charging a premium. So the other day, and this is funny. On my Instagram, you know how when somebody tags you, it goes into your DM. So I just let it go. Him and Dale of Suspense tagged me. I just told him, I said, anytime you have to put a name, just use me.
Sure.
And those two are back to back, always doing something for free. You know, can I win?
Oh yeah, all the giveaways and like
Well, he finally won one. He won the Thunderbolts. The first appearance of the Thunderbolts in a 9.8.
Nice.
So it came in, and he's like, I absolutely do not care about this book. And I was like, well, then sell it. It's hot now. So he put it up on eBay, I think, for like $265, and by the end of the day, it was gone.
Yeah,
it was absolutely gone. He put it right back in a mailer and shipped it out.
What is the first appearance of the Thunderbolts? I don't even know.
Like Thor 400 something.
No, I think it's Hulk, isn't it?
Oh, it's Hulk. It's Hulk. You're right.
Yeah, it's Hulk.
I confused Thunderbolts and then whatever the fuck team that showed up.
New Warriors, something like that. Yeah. So.
Well, let's double check. Yeah. January 97, Incredible Hulk 449.
What I started looking for, I don't know if you're in that Heroes Con chat where people started going off the rails on comments lately, but like somebody posted Marvin the Martian as a GIF, and I was like, oh, I wonder where the first appearance was. He didn't appear in comics. I had to use ChatGPT to find it. It's not on Key Collector.
Oh, and really?
Like, I had to have ChatGPT do a search for it, and it was like Marvin the Martian did not appear in comics until 1990.
Wow, so that's a doable book.
It is a doable book, but also it means I'm not that interested. I don't give a shit about 90s books. You know, like I thought I would have assumed it'd been in the 50s because he was in the cartoon since 1948, and I was like, oh, you know,
it could have been a right thing.
Hey, I have
a cool comic if it was Golden Age or Silver Age, but like
Hot Wheels actually did a decoration with Looney Tunes and had a Marvin the Martian truck, and that thing was worth a ton of money after a while.
I mean, it's just a weird, cool shit from my childhood character, you know. So.
Right. But like, you know, and I still, like I said, I still, it's not that I'm not getting stuff. I'm just controlling what I do get. Now I will support people in the community. I went ahead and got a copy of Brian's book.
Nice.
And this was done by the cover was done by I think Norn Rad. So
sure.
I'm gonna get that, but
I never get links to that stuff when it comes up. So I never.
Yeah, you don't talk to anybody else, Eddie. You got to talk to other people.
I don't care.
And
I'm
then
a loner. I don't give two fucks.
I got this from Dave. Still only 35 cents. I don't know if you know him, but he's a really good dude. He knew I was looking for that. That's
I know that book.
But it's also a where is it? The Pence variant.
Hey, that's the same one that Eddie gave to me. I mean, we're Pence
I won
twins
that
now,
one
Jim.
for free, and I gave it to him.
I was like, I didn't even notice it until my wife said, "Hey, that's got a P on it, right?" And I was like,
expensive ass.
But that's Dave's thing. He loves the still only 35-cent logo. But for the most part, like I said, if I'm buying something, it's either a semi-key or it's something that is personal to me.
What's up, Eric? How you doing, bud?
First Captain Caveman type thing, in comics.
Wait a minute. That's not the first, is it? I thought it was Laugh Olympics 1.
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know, but it look. I know it just looked cool.
That's an early Captain Caveman for sure.
It's an early Captain Caveman for sure.
More cards. I mean, again, I enjoy opening packs of cards lately more than comic books.
Hell yeah! I love
this might be first Blue Falcon. That might be first Blue Falcon.
That's awesome.
I think so. And then I bought these a year and a half ago when my buddy said, he's like, "Man, I don't want to go by myself. Will you go to Steel City Con?" And that's where I got the second appearance of Space Ghost.
I like the second cover honestly better than the first appearance, but I have the first appearance with the cover detached.
Right.
So I didn't know when I bought it, but it was cheap. So
it's gonna. I mean, I'll eventually get it, but. And then I got this at a antique store and did a Taylor Winder on it. And
ripped it.
You ripped the dick off of it?
Ripped the crotch off it?
See right there? That's white.
Yeah.
And the tape caught it right there.
Yeah.
And it's not in great shape as it is. I mean, it's got spine ticks.
Yeah.
When I was up in Logan, I went to 2 different antique stores. And I could find nothing. Not a comic book. There was a comic shop in town, kind of. It was a gaming store, and it was all new stuff, nothing old, and they had thousands of newer books. And I was like, oh my god, I don't want to look at the prices. Make me sick.
But when you read some of these stories, Taylor, I swear they're just dumb.
Oh yeah,
they're just dumb. I mean, this is the first appearance of the Kid Flash's new outfit. Yeah. And it's dumb. They fight like an alien, and if you get hit with the ray, and whatever you're thinking at the time will happen, and he's thinking that the Kid Flash needs a new outfit, and I'm like,
the Silver Age was especially dumb, especially the DC stuff.
And
which is kind of why I like some of it, because it was unabashedly stupid,
Oh yeah. I mean, I read it. There's like a
nice, Eric. That's awesome, dude.
Oh, look at this.
Nice.
Ooh, Werewolf by Night.
I really can't say I bought much of anything lately for myself. Not one for the new thing. I was looking when Ben was getting rid of his X-Men. I'll be bad and say it again. I just couldn't afford what he was selling.
Yeah.
He had a 50 he wanted for a 5.0, like $500. I look on eBay for a 5.0 was like $250, and I'm going, I'm good. Thank you.
I did buy some stuff off of him just because I can't let my boy not. Yeah. I bought some slabs off of him, but they weren't.
Really have enough money at the moment, so
there wasn't any that were like ridiculously expensive.
I was just looking at he has all 4 X-Men I need, so he had all of them, and I forgot what the prices were, but the lowest was 500, and the range up there went up from there, and they still might be there on a short box. I haven't seen how he's doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you gotta. I mean, it's. He even said it. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought he was going to sell it all overnight, but
I'm just not in the mood yet with the whole tax bracket shit. It's going to be a nightmare next year. It's going to be really $600 next year, $2,500 this year, and they just fired 10,000 employees. How are they supposed to keep track of that? I don't get it.
Well, then
they fired 10,000 of your employees.
No, they fired 10,000 of the IRS this year.
Oh, wow.
And they've made the minimum now. Next year goes down to 600. Right now it's 25. I just don't have. I'm just not selling enough to worry about it. I sell a few things here and there. I think my eBay sales at 5 months is like what, $300. I just haven't even tried because half my stuff is down south. I've got barely anything in this apartment. I got a big giant living room that's totally barren, besides a few empty boxes and cards, and that's it.
So where are you? Where are you?
At the moment, I have we have a house down in Cedar, and I'm living up in Tooele in an apartment for work.
So it's still Utah.
It's Utah, by the way.
Utah.
Yeah. You're telling me a bunch of places I don't know. Just say.
Yeah.
Because I know at one point you were looking at like moving to a whole nother state, maybe.
Any job that would take me, I don't care. Wife is sick of her work, so I mean, we've gotten rid of everybody. Our car insurance went from $300 down to $60 this month because the kid got shipped off to Texas. My daughter moved to Hawaii with her grandpa. Her and her boyfriend went there to take care of him because he's 85 and losing sight. So they both just arrived last weekend. So I told her, I'm taking you off the insurance at the 28th. You need to find your own car insurance now. So I can't afford it. So I dropped her, and next month's bill is $60.60.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just trying to work and I'll get a pension after.
Well, in case you guys haven't, like that, the failure force that I'm working on, I've been working on teaching myself AI prompts and all that, and that's a lot of that on there.
That's smart, though.
Well, I'm going to start taking classes for it, too, because, like, making the images is, like, the tip of the iceberg. Like, there's ways you can automate the processes and stuff, and that's more interesting and more valuable than the images to me, because, like, if I can figure out a way to streamline all this stuff and get it fast and get it up and get going on it, that's like, my goal. And I'm now thinking of myself as more the creative director than the artist on it, where it's like, okay, I'm the curator. I have to decide if these designs are worth it or if I think other people have an interest versus like making them myself, which we'll see what happens. It's just a little bit like, it's also a valuable skill for me to have on my resume anyways. Like, and I can't spend 8 hours a day just refreshing Indeed and LinkedIn, so I got to do something. And I'm like, well, I might as well try this and teach myself this because I've been so just having going with the AI stuff. So like, a lot of this
is so paranoid about that AI stuff. Like it's
here. It's happening no matter what. So
I told him, I was like, you need to let that shit go. It is here to stay. And if you're, and I told him, I said, son, because he looks at it from like an artist perspective, and I'm like, I get it. You don't want something you made. You take a shot of it, you put it out there, and then somebody twists it and uses it and does something with it. But guess what? You have to put it out there, and you're not. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, I do think that like there's gonna be like a sort of a backlash in that regards, and like where handmade things will become valuable, like real hand painted, hand drawn, hand sewn, and whatever. Yeah, because like AI can make anything you can think of, but they can't think of everything, and it can't actually paint. Yet when it's in a robot body, then maybe, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, I don't know. I feel like a lot of this is a little further than everybody realizes.
So it's already. I mean, the more I'm learning about it, the crazier it is. Like, I was on last night. I'm trying to figure out like a way to add like a certain program to my website that I'm not quite ready to talk about yet for showing mock-ups and stuff.
Sure.
I wrote a description into the AI, and it wrote the fucking program for me in a dumb.
Oh yeah,
right.
It's like one prompt. It wrote the entire thing, and like it had Python. I made it out and did all of it with one prompt. It's nuts, and that's still the tip of the iceberg. Like,
right. If I wanted to add Python to any of this stuff we do, I could go in there and do it. Luckily, I haven't had to yet.
I think God, who was it? Is it Microsoft? I don't know. They're getting ready, or maybe it was Google. One of them's getting ready to add, for money. They bought a company a couple years back, and it's part of it is now it's AI driven, and it will just it'll write the code for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of them will do that. Like,
like sooner or later, all these people that are, code writers, they just won't need them.
Yeah. And there's this whole new industry popping up called vibe coding. And it's not coding. It's just coming up with a way to tell the AI to do it. And so you don't need a coding background at all. You just need to know how to prompt it so it makes the right results and how to get it to fix itself.
They're adding things now where you go on your phone and you're collecting data or something. And the example they gave, just for fun, they took a picture of a goat with a tiny little badge with a number on it that was, about the size of that. And it puts all the information into it. It took the numbers off of it and it did all this. And we're like, yep, that's the future now. It just took the picture, told you everything was in the picture, and just filled in all your prompts, and boom, it was done.
Well, and like Miss So said, all the weird bullshit like Kindle stuff, it's all just throw in like a AI prompt to me to write me a fucking book about aliens having sex with robots and call it a day, and then boom,
you could, I did that when I was answering questions for, I forgot what it was. I don't know, my wife's school loans I was trying to get, Oh, no, it was for a job. They wanted me to answer all these questions. It was like 50 questions. I just kept on putting the question in, changing it a little bit, and then pasting it. And I just got tired of answering the damn questions. So it's pretty, the thing, they showed a lot of AI off at the thing I went to last week. It's just, the city of Tooele is, too back-assed to worry about it. If we need it, we'll get it done. They actually have
it's gonna change everything. It's going to change marketing drastically because there's just stuff it can do is just nuts. You can, when you're used to running ads, you used to run two different variations and see which one performed better. You have to make both variations. You have to put them up onto social media and test them that way or wherever you're running them. Now you can give it a structure for it. It can make 100 different variations itself and then test all those variations without you. And just do microtransactions, see which ones work, and then just put all the money towards the ones that are working all on its own. It's crazy.
No, I mean, it's going to eliminate jobs.
It's going to, yeah. And so that's that's why I'm I got to learn this now. I mean, at least put it on my resume and be hey,
no, you're not wrong. I mean, there's always. This is the other thing I'm trying to tell my kid. I'm look, if you're not going to go back to school. And I want you to consider some type of trade, because AI can't fix a plumbing thing. An AI can't weld. An AI can't
trade schools.
And these guys are dying. They're just not going to be around. These guys are going to end up dying or retiring, and we're not going to have people that know how to do this stuff.
Now, my wife works on these big machines that are built 30, 40 years ago, and they polish metal, and specifically for satellite dishes and these little I forgot what they're called, but these little thin metal. They had to have a guy who was in his late 60s hire him pay him a ton of money out of Arizona just to come refurb the machine, and he was telling her that he's the last one who knows how to work on it. There's nobody who knows how to fix it. And 2 days after the guy left, the machine crashed again. It didn't freaking matter, but still, they're gone. I mean, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just, I feel like if you're in something that eventually a computer can do, you better be thinking of other alternatives.
Yeah, and you also have to assume that if it's anything in front of a computer can do it. Not just you may think you're safe because you're I have to figure out things that a computer can't do, but give it about a year. So
I mean, we're over here right now. I mean, we're okay, but my wife needs at least another 5 years with the government so she can get a really good, be in better shape.
Yeah.
And I just told her, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. And she doesn't either, but she just keeps going into work. I mean, she's a statistician. She's a biostatistician. She takes all this stuff they give her and puts it together and says, you succeeded or you failed in your study. But, he's at the point where he doesn't want anybody to do any work like that. He's, it's just.
Well, yeah. Well, it's kind of weird because I never thought I'd be making web pages, and now ArcGIS, they have this thing called Experience Builder. You basically you make the map ahead of time with whatever layers you want on it, and then so you open up this setup, and you say bring this map in, and then you just start putting widgets on it. You just drop them, open different layers. It's basically in 10 minutes I can make an entire web page, and it gives you the URL because it's hosting it on ESRI's website, and the city can sit there and host all kinds, editing stuff. You can go on and edit the map. I can make it to where you can go just by adding a few things to it.
Right.
I mean,
my old roommate does stuff like that, or used to, but like they're working on with some group right now about just just storing data in the cloud and how much it costs. And I mean, these data centers, man, they're no joke.
No,
I mean they take a lot of energy.
Yeah, they use a shitload of water, and they use a shitload of like just rare minerals and stuff too. So it's like, yeah, we're killed the planet real quick with it all. But I'll be part of it. Buy my T-shirt that says "I just killed the planet a little." We actually got to put that on a T-shirt.
There's 2 ways to do ArcGIS, and we have everything hosted at ESRI wherever they have their thing. So if the internet goes down or they blow out something, I can't work. You can get an enterprise system, but the city would have to buy a full server and all that. It's totally. I like having it to where I can log on at home, log on right here, right now, and sit here and do my work if I had to. So it's kind of nice. But the moment things go south, you can do everything locally, and then you just make it a web layer, and boom, everybody can see it, and it updates it in real time.
Yeah, I hope so too, Miss So. But I've always, if it doesn't work out and things happen and she gets laid off, we'll pivot. We'll figure out something. I mean, it might be just time for us to think about, because this isn't going to be the house we stay in. I mean, I've already made up my mind. I'm not staying in Maryland forever because they just tax the crap out of you for everything. And I mean everything. And
you're gonna move to Augusta, Georgia, like everybody else.
I'm leaning towards either going back into Virginia or parts of North Carolina. North Carolina's not bad.
Oh, I like Fredericksburg when I was there. My aunt's there.
And my wife can always find a job. I mean, if we went down to North Carolina, she could get a job in that medical corridor down there. So, worst case, man, I mean, we'll just, we'll figure something out. I'm not too worried about it. Right now I'm worried about trying to figure out, I mean, like,
Brandon,
and this, you're not going to like this because this is the opposite of what you guys have. When my mother passed away, my sister's handling all of the estate.
Yeah.
But they had to go back to work, and I had 4 days that I could take. So I took all 4 days and I just stayed down there and started throwing stuff out.
Sure.
But I was organizing papers, and I'm like, holy crap, did this woman spend any money at all? I mean, like, her IRA was ridiculous. And I talked to my sister, and she goes, well, she lived off of Social Security. Why did she need to, the last big bill she paid was to pay off the house. And that was last year. And after that, she just never spent anything. So divide what she had up by 3 people. I got to find a guy. I mean, I don't want to get eaten in taxes, and I don't know enough about, like, I know some tax stuff, but I don't want to have some type of, and I think I heard somebody say, like, your inheritance tax is not, like, you have to be in the millions, and that's not where we're at. So, but I want a guy to tell me that. I want somebody, I'm going to pay somebody that actually knows, not just guess.
I don't think my brother's probably licensed in wherever you're at, but like, I can ask if he knows anybody. So, yeah,
but I mean, it's just like, I told my wife, I said, we have to find a guy, because when this stuff starts happening, it's not, I mean, like, I don't want to see a check coming to me. I want it to be moved to some IRA and be done with it.
Well,
because that ain't right.
We will not. I will not have that thing. My mother will have minimal retirement. She lives on my dad's. So it's weird. They weren't married for over 20 years, probably when my dad died, but she still gets his Social Security, which I thought was interesting. That's the only way she makes ends meet.
Get it. Yeah, you get it when even though your spouse passes, you still get it.
No. They were not married for 20 years, and she still got it. So she still gets my death.
I don't know how. See, to me, that right there is cheating.
No, I mean, because he never remarried, so she can claim it because they were together for 30 years and had 2 kids.
Well, then that's different. I mean, but
my wife's dad is on his second thing of chemo. They just said to spend $26,000 on fixing the house, and he keeps on claiming he's out of money, but money pops out of nowhere. You know, I mean, there might be a little bit of we might get a little money from them, but you know, like for my second father-in-law, who my daughter's taking care of now, she gets everything from him. You know, I get zero, which is fine. Not asking her. I have no retirement. Ooh, setting fires. I have no retirement. Zero retirement. I'll have a pension of about $1,000 a month and whatever 401k in the next 12 years I can build up.
Really?
And that's all I'm going to have. Yeah. And Social Security. If they fuck Social Security, I'm screwed. I've had so many things happen between medical bills, moving problems, and a little bit of 401ks I had along the line are just gone. And my wife has, I think, 20,000 in her 401k. I think mine's at 1,000 with the city. So I just, I'm gonna start. I will go locally and sell at the local swap meet. We're getting a swap meet out in Grantsville. The one that used to be in Salt Lake that shut down is now moving out to Grantsville, about 15 minutes away. So hell, I'll sit there on the weekends, just kick back and get rid of. I got so many toys. I mean, no matter where we move, I'm gonna have to get some kind of storage unit.
I see these statistics all the time, and I often wonder, like, where I am and my wife, where we are in our, how we compare, and because that scares the shit out of me. It really does, because I'm telling you right now, Eddie, there ain't gonna be no Social Security left.
Yeah,
I mean, these fuckers are either gonna raise that rate to they're gonna raise the age to 70. I guarantee you. Before we get to it, they're going to go, by the way, we want to pay for all these tax cuts for the millionaires and everybody else.
Yeah,
so
no shit.
we're going to raise the rate. We're not going to change it, but you're going to have to wait until you're 70 to get it.
Yeah, they should be, instead of getting rid of the income cap on it, which they should do, because now you max out. If you make $150K a year, you're maxed out on what you contribute to that. So
that's ridiculous. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, unlimited. You pay for it. I don't care if you're making $1 million. You pay.
Yeah.
In 1,300 days, when the orange orangutan, fat Nixon, Pubert, whatever the fuck that guy calls him, leaves the area, I'm hoping whoever comes in attempts to fix it, because in 2026, after those elections, hopefully, if things go the way I hope they're going to go at the rate they look like they're going to go, anything he tries is going to be fucked. So whatever they can get done until the 2026, because as long as other people take over the House and the Senate, that could shut down.
Well, that's not going to happen because the Democrats are such fucking pussies right now.
Yeah, they don't have any message. They don't have a message, Eddie.
I know, but it's got to be better than shit we're going through now.
Listen, right now, they've already started it. Listen, Vance is out there. He's already out there. And he'll continue to make he doesn't have to do big hooks. He'll do little jabs here. Oh, little jabs here. Make his noise. He doesn't need to make a lot of noise right now because he's, their first year. But by year 3, if they're smart, they'll have Vance doing everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be in the big picture. And the only way that won't happen is if the narcissist thinks he can actually run again. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think we're going to have to worry about that because he's going to have a medical issue before then. But my point is they don't have a message. The other guys
and the Republicans have a plan, and they will go lockstep and
they get it going. Sold everyone, not everyone, but they sold enough people to get their message out and say, hey, we're not flip-floppers. We're not people that don't know how to make conscious decisions. We're smart. And they go, well, you are, because, you had...
the only ones on the left that are doing anything are like Bernie Sanders, who's 1 billion fucking years old, and AOC, who's and Pete Buttigieg, who's not in the government right now. So that's about it.
Buttigieg actually...
And Cory Booker. Cory Booker's up there messing around too, and I think he's doing that on purpose because I think he's gonna.
Well, also, and what's his fucking nuts from Illinois? like he's gonna run too. You know that too, the governor. But on the whole, they're all just quiet and like not saying fucking a damn thing. It's just like fucking.
Yeah, you got to be out there every day. Every day you got to come out with something.
You got to keep up with crazy every day because there's crazy every day, and you got to combat it every day.
But the difference is this: you can't sit there. And this is, you know what the problem is? There's no more middle.
Yeah.
You've got this all the way on the left and this all the way on the right. And the people like me that are in the middle, they're just you drowned it out. You just, if you have a clear message that makes sense, it won't make sense to these people because it doesn't, there's strict law about, this. And these guys on this side, same way, strict law.
I made Miss Bill moderator. You should be able to post whatever you want.
I'm just saying that
I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping something happens in 2026 that can fuck something.
I mean, the real sad truth is corporations rule all of it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't get anything done because of that. Like, there's never going to be universal health care because of the lobbying from all the health insurance companies. There's never going to be reform because every lobbyist is just putting money into everyone's pockets and nothing's going to get done except for like pro corporate bullshit. So
yeah,
and that's going to fuck over all the people working for the corporations and
water.
Yeah,
we get some water.
Anyway,
I told so when my mother was in the hospital, I just couldn't get over the fact there were no nurses, like none.
Yeah,
like I left there at
critical nursing shortage everywhere.
9:45 at night. I'm looking around, going, where the hell is everybody?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, all I got to do is pick the lock in that room and I can be hooked up with some good drugs. I told my wife, I said, you know what? We can have a side hustle here. Put a mask on, cover yourself good, pick the lock. And
you heard it first here at 8:47 p.m. Timestamp that bitch. No,
I'm just saying, I could not get over. And the doctor never, he's called a hospitalist. So he's the doctor of the hospital. And I was just like, he did nothing. Like he would come in and go, and he'd read the chart and we'd talk for a while. And then he'd be like, well, let's try this. And he'd type something in the computer and then leave.
I will copy that link myself, Miss So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say. Yeah, hospital, it all has changed so much in the past, 10, 15 years.
It's all run by corporations.
There's no keeping people in the hospital until they're healthy either. It's like as soon as they're not dying, they're out of there.
Well, that's what he was saying. That's what his message to me was. You need to get her out of this hospital as soon as you can. Well, that's your job. Let's get her better, and I'll be happy to do that. Yeah, they sucked. I one of my friends' kids was having a baby, and I was like, good for you. I'm not going to see that sucker. I don't go anywhere near a hospital. When you bring him home, I'll be happy to drive over and.
Well, what's wrong with hospitals? What's wrong with hospitals?
They suck. There's no nurses. There's no. There in Richmond. That I left my mother's room one night at 9:45, and it was a ghost town, Eddie. Nobody.
The nearest hospital up on the north side when I went to get my MRI, I think. They were like, well, I was going to get it done there. And then the lady who was scheduling goes, you should really go across the street because if you go there, the price is going to be 3 times as much. Okay, we'll go across the street then.
Excluding the cost, the fact that they don't, I asked the woman on the next day, I was like, why are there so few nurses? She goes, they don't pay them enough money. Because the hospital is run by corporations now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they say, this is the money you're making, and this is your range. And if you're an LPN, well, basically, you can make that same money and just go, because all you're doing is taking vitals and cleaning up poop and helping people with, whatever. But if you're an RN, you get to administer a drug. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Big whoop.
Healthcare should never be for profit.
No, that's my whole point.
Yeah.
It's the same problem I have with insurance companies. They take your money, but the minute you ask for some, let's talk about it.
I was kind of hoping, that I don't know how many.
We had to sue. We had to not sue, but we had to literally hire a lawyer and go to court to get the money we needed for their client who hit my Honda Pilot my wife was driving at 50 miles an hour and hit that car and sent it over a 6-foot embankment. Every airbag. He told the police officer at the scene, my fault. It was all written up. You think they would pay? Nope. They were arguing and waiting us out. And I said, man, you're dealing with my wife. That's a mistake.
We went
to the lawyer. This is a woman that's organized. And when we went to the lawyer, she had notebooks of stuff. And he's like, holy cow, this is going to be easy. And he went to and they got in court, and the judge was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And he said, well, this is what happened. And I've got this. I want to, this is mine. I want this, this, and this. And they're just asking for this little bit of money. They want him to, to pay for these things. And they didn't want to do it. He's like, yeah, pay it. You're stupid. Basically he said they had to pay his fee. They had to pay, they had to pay for everything because that's what they're supposed to do. And then court
fees on top of it and lawyer fee. Yeah, it's all,
Yeah. Yeah, he came back and said, you'll have a check.
They're banking on the fact that most people won't do that. So the odds are like for every 1 in 10 that do, like you guys, and the other 9 won't. And then, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they can outweigh you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all math.
They have bigger pockets. So. Oh, on that note.
And they wonder why that dude got shot.
Yeah, I'm ready for bed. I gotta take my.
Eddie's dying over there. We might be calling it a day before Jim and I go on like a 14-hour rant, and then
I'll be fine next week. Once the side of my face heals, once this I can talk without being in pain. It'll be great. So
yeah, Eddie, I don't know what they did to you. I've had a root canal. Mine didn't hurt like that long.
Well, it took so many things.
I think he did something.
He went down there with so many shots trying to numb it. There's this thing they do when they shoot into the bottom of the jaw where your heartbeat like pounds. And every time he put it in there, it took 4 of those to get the thing numb. He's like, you should have just been knocked out and get it done because I'm so sensitive for something, and the palate on the bottom is so. I don't know. I've had basic shots and been no problem getting basic things done, but. I don't know. I'm all fucked up. If I just die of a stroke of something here, it just goes right to the brain. I'm good with going to bed now. I'm tired of shit. Every time I go online, I see more and more bullshit.
See you guys. Jim, glad to stop by.
Good night. Have fun. See you next week, guys. Well, next week,
have a good night. Stay off the government list.
All right. Bye.
See ya.